Hello.
Hey, Joe.
Where are you?
In Eau Claire, by the mall, where I can get reception.
Cool. The fish is amazing. Right over your head.
Yeah, right?
Where are you? You have a nice pink background. I like this.
Yeah, we call it red.
All my life, I was wrong. Keep what you tell me.
I've known Justin since we were 16 years old.
And what was he like when he was 16 years old?
Exactly like he is now.
Did you always think of Justin as the one?
We didn't know any better, but we knew that that was a crazy voice. He's going to be tinkering till the day he dies, trying to figure out what else is a possibility.
You recording, Trevor?
Yes. My best friend Trevor and I, we were out in the barn in the middle of the winter making music and in whatever way we could.
It's kind of like free improv performance art work that we do, but mainly just for ourselves. Right away, like, he kind of went to a radio and was messing around with the different knobs.
I was turning the radio on and off. Still don't know what song is playing.
And then I started like sliding on this piece of cardboard.
Trevor was just like dead on with the slides.
And do you hear that as a beat, essentially?
Yeah, it's like you hear it in hip hop sometimes, just like the chop.
It's sort of rhythmic and sort of melodic, and you can kind of start to mess with it.
But it was such a fragment of an idea. And even then, he was dead serious. He's like, this is going to be the first song on the next Bon Iver record.
The part that I wrote came about from a jam that we did maybe like 4 years ago.
All my life.
Justin's really good at like piecing it together in weird ways.
Maybe a year later, we were in London. James Blake was in the neighborhood, and so I had him come by, and he just improvised.
Justin invites a pretty eclectic cast of characters. He loves to be in the middle of all of it, but sort of let the chaos unfold.
It's kind of like a little game that you play with the song, like and try and figure out what works and what doesn't.
You know, I say it every day.
I didn't even know who I didn't know who Justin was. And when he played it, I was like, load me up, come on with it. And I just threw the drums on it, and that shit just turned into a whole nother genre.
God. I mean, I will never remember all the things we tried to do on this song.
I made 3 trips to Wisconsin, and each time it was in kind of a different place.
We just kept trying stuff. Oh, let's play new chords. Let's do piano. Someone play acoustic. Let's do a bunch of electric guitars.
Justin was kind of like, try anything, anywhere.
Throughout most of this, Justin had not sung on it at all. Wasn't even really a scratch vocal for a long time. Like years, long time.
I could never figure it out. I think I was scared for a minute. I think writing the first verse of this album, you get scared, you get in your head, you have little obstacles.
When we got to Texas, it was, all right, we got to figure this out. The ranch is 40 miles south of El Paso.
The property butts up against the United States-Mexico border.
There's literally a wall on Tony's property, and then on Tony's property there's no wall. It just like stops. And you could just sort of like put your hand over, like, here I am, Mexico, this is all very stuff. It doesn't make any sense. A lot of perspective there. While we were at Sonic Ranch, it's still very, very unfinished, this song, and I'm still just like, it's gotta be the first song, and Brad's just like, it's not a song at all,
I show up and I can't find anyone, and of course the first person I run into is like Justin smirking ear to ear. Bon Iver was like my hero in college. Because of that, I was like really motivated to try some shit.
Justin played him that song right away, and he looked him in the eye and he's like, I don't get it. I want to figure out what the fuck is going on.
I didn't see any significance in doing that at all until while I was working on it. I just see like almost all of them pacing around, like listening through the door. And that if I wasn't nervous, that made me very nervous.
That was a really big turning point for that song.
What did you do to it?
God, I feel like I was Jackson Pollocking it, and you're asking me like what colors didn't I use? Like I don't even remember.
What you would understand to be a chorus, he took that little part, cut it out, and made it sort of this hook, and then like put bass under it and made it feel like a drop. He pulled a form out of that song that hadn't been there before.
And it gave me some new energy.
He was just like, man, I'm going to sing on this. I'm going to sing on this. And I think that was it. That was his reaction.
Brad's just like, dude, you got to write this verse. Go write this fucking verse. Go fucking do this. You know, like, here's your bars. Do something. Brad's a really good friend. He produced me as a person, you know, just as much as a musician, really, the last few years. He's just encouraging.
Justin's had a hard time asking for help over the years.
You get tied up in knots inside. The knots get so thick and so tight that you don't even know where to begin to unravel them.
If I'm going to be honest with you, I think there was some real burnout going on.
When I was going through some tougher shit, like battling all that shit, the fame, the attention, the inability to have relationships, the inability, just like kind of the isolation of where I'd found myself. Brad got me to relax and just say what I was feeling.
Living in a lonesome way had me looking other ways.
As soon as he sings, I feel like it makes everything right.
It still makes me cry.
But on a bright warm morning, I'm with it. I stood a little while with it.
I like it when people get inspired, because when they get inspired, they usually have some sort of empathetic, euphoric feeling. That's the idea with, you know, Bon Iver in general. It's just like a little town of people trying to be good.
This song has been a beast for us.
I do love that song. I don't know. It makes total sense to me. I just hear it now and I'm like, oh yeah, cool tune.
It was very interesting to see that progression from that first recording into what the song is now.
One of the guys said, like, even Frank Ocean might have been around when James was messing with the song.
Yeah, I think Frank took his tracks though, man. I don't know what he did.
Classic.
It's like, y'all are some crazy Midwest dudes. I'm taking these tracks out of here.
Fair enough.